welcome to another video. Today I am doing, officially, my first recommendations video. Could you believe I've been here for a year and I've never done any recommendations, even though I always ask all of you for recommendations? On that note, if you have any recommendations, put them down there. This time of year is perfect reading time of year. I feel like everyone says it, autumn is a reader's time, and hands down, yes, it is my time. I get overly ambitious at this time of year in terms of my reading and my creativity and everything. Just this time of year gives me a bit of a push to do more, read more, make more, blah blah blah. So be prepared for more videos because I'm probably just gonna get overexcited. I've started a bullet journal, which I've never done before because overly ambitious and creative and stuff. So just be prepared for stuff from me because that's what I get like at this time of year. So anyway, that all being said, my first ever recommendations video is right now. The theme for these recommendations are sort of October recommendations, so autumn vibes, Halloween vibes, a bit dark, a bit creepy, or just generally give me fall vibes. And obviously I have actually read them all, so yay! Some of these have got a bit of a creepy element to them, some of these are my favourite books, but all of them I think are perfect to read at this time of year. So if there are any books on this list that you haven't read, I recommend them. Okay, should we get started? The first book on this list is The Night Circus by Erin Morgenstern. When I read this, I bet he read it with G, and it was an amazing experience. I completely recommend this book for this time of year because of the atmosphere that this has. This Night Circus, obviously it is actually a circus, is the most incredible atmospheric reads I've ever read. I absolutely thoroughly enjoyed this. It has got a darker element to it just because it's all a bit mysterious. There is a big mystery going on, and I think it's perfect for like those dark cozy evenings in to read. It transports you away from the miserable world of terrible weather to this magical place that you're just elsewhere in this book, and you get so wrapped up in it, and it's so immersive and magical. It's just perfect, and it's, as I say, got that sort of darker element to it with the mystery that's perfect for this dark and mysterious time of year. Fall is definitely time for kind of dark mystery fantasy, and this is incredible. The little romance story in here as well is also incredible, and the way everything wraps up at the end, it's just an insane read, and I completely recommend it for this time of year. Also, a large portion of this book takes place at night, so there's that too, with it always being dark. And on the topic of darkness, sorry for the lighting, it's getting a bit dark. You know, when you're curled up and it's dark outside and takes place at night, it's just the perfect time of year to read this book. On a similar sort of note, actually, the next book I recommend for this time of year is Vasa in the Night by Sarah Porter. 95% of this book takes place in the middle of the night, which again is why I think it is perfect to read when it's dark outside and you're transported to somewhere else. In a very different way though, this is a perfect Halloween read, I think, because there are some messed up things going on in this book. I have done a book babble for this one. If I remember, I will link it somewhere down there. I really enjoyed this, and I have not heard enough people talk about it, to be honest. This was one that I got from an owl crate last year sometime, and I just think it is perfect for this time of year. You've got the dark middle of the night, there's a big mystery, there's magic, there's confusion, there's curses and weird creature things, and it's actually a really tiny book, so it would be quite a quick read, but I definitely recommend it for October time, Halloween time. I think that is the perfect time to read this book. It definitely kind of has those Halloween-y vibes. Highly recommend. I will say that if you're not into weird and confusing, like there were a few bits in this book that really had me kind of stop and go like, what? Then maybe it's not for you, but it's weird and I enjoyed it. The next book on this list, again in a similar sort of way, these I seem to have a theme so far of just night and darkness and stuff. The next one I have for you is Daughter of the Burning City by Amanda Foody. This, again, I think is perfect for Halloween because it's creepy, it's dark, it's mysterious. This is sort of a murder mystery meets fantasy in a circus sort of vibe. It's quite dark, quite confusing. There were some bits of it that were a bit predictable, but overall it was a mystery that I was wrapped up in. I have done a book babble on this one as well, so I will link it somewhere. I think for me personally, I was expecting more fantasy than murder mystery, but for a Halloween sort of read where you've got this very dark vibe, a dark mystery, murder and confusion, and like this whole place is always in this smoke. It's just very, very autumnal and very Halloween-y. It's really quite dark in that sort of way, like the setting and what's going on. I mean, it follows the story of Serena, who is an illusionist, so there's that fantasy element in there, but like life is just like everyone's dying. So yeah, I do recommend this one for this time of year. The next one that I have for you, again, darkness. Darkness is in the title of this one. Three Dark Crowns by Kendare Blake. Again, I think this is perfect for this time of year because it's so twisted. Like, it's quite dark and twisted. I mean, this is just the first book in the series, so this is setting up for something bigger. But essentially, this book is about three sisters who are set to be queen, but only one of them can be queen, so they have to have a fight to the death to crown one of them as the queen. As I say, first book in the series, so there is still a lot to happen, but it sets up this world and these magical powers, and I don't think I give this book enough credit because it was actually quite good looking back on it. My camera just died, so I don't really know what I was saying, but first book in the series sets up for something amazing. Dark, twisted, intent on killing. Yeah, I think this is perfect for October, Halloween time. Just generally, again, when it's dark and everything's a bit weird. The next book I have for you is A Darker Shade of Magic by Victoria Schwab. This I'm recommending for completely different reasons. It's not dark and twisted like pretty much everything else I've mentioned so far. This, I think, is perfect for this time of year because it transports you somewhere else. It's so magical and incredible, and I think autumn is the perfect time for incredible fantasy reads, and this is an incredible fantasy read. Victoria Schwab has very quickly become one of my favourite authors. I feel like I'm having the need to say that a lot because it's hit me so hard how amazing she is. And autumn, again, curled up, nice and cozy, transport yourself to another world and experience something insane and magical and incredible. And that is what you get with this book. You get a journey of magic and amazingness, and that is exactly what autumn for me I think is all about. As well as the dark and mysterious, it is going somewhere magical, escaping the misery of the outside world and being somewhere else that just makes life a happier place. And that is what this series is so far for me. I love it so much. So yeah, don't really have much else to say on that one. It's just incredible, and honestly, I think you could read it at any time of year, but fall seems perfect. This next book is going to be the last book, so I'm going to leave this at a list of 6, and that is The Raven Boys by Maggie Stiefvater. I don't feel like I really need to tell you how much I love this series. I have now finished the lot. I, at the point of filming this, haven't done a Raven King babble yet, but I might. I don't know when that will happen though, so I don't know if it's available. This series, I've done a book babble for this one, I've done a book babble for the second and the third ones, and this series is just incredible. I love it so much. This series is perfect for autumn and Halloween for multiple reasons. The paranormal aspect to this book, like the psychic element and the weird fantasy element, and like there's just so much going on in this book that is perfect for this time of year. It's dark, there's again murder involved, there's fortune telling and future reading, as I say, with the psychic elements. There's a fantastically mysterious, weird setting that is perfect for this time of year because it's weird and twisted and kind of creepy and really atmospheric, but also just it's in a forest and fall vibes in a forest, yes. The atmosphere of this book is just so incredibly perfect for this time of year, and if you haven't picked up The Raven Boys and are debating when to do it, now is the time to do it. Trust me, it's insane, it's incredible. I love it. It's become one of my favourite series ever. I don't think I can recommend it enough because I love it more than I can possibly say. These characters are incredible. The setting and the atmosphere just get me so much. The like villain aspect of it, like the murder and the weirdness, there's just so much weird and wonderful and creepy and twisted, and it's really quite difficult to explain everything that's going on in this book, but I think this time of year is just the time to pick it up. So trust me and pick it up around this time of year because I don't think you'll regret it, and all of the weird and wonderful is just perfect. Yes. Okay, I won't babble too much because I could go on forever about this book and the series and the characters and the setting and everything weird and wonderful about it, but that's not what we're here for. So, there we have it. This is my list of 6 recommended reads for autumn. I think they are all perfect for this time of year, and there are a few here that I thoroughly favour. The Night Circus is one of my favourites, The Raven Boys is obviously one of my favourites, Darker Shade of Magic is again one of my favourites, so I've got 3 of my favourite books of ever, and then some other dark, twisted books in there as well. So if you're looking for something fantastic to read for fall and Halloween, then this is what I suggest. I hope this has been maybe potentially useful for someone, I don't know. Meh. I feel like a lot of people will have already read a lot of these books, maybe other than Vasa in the Night, but that is definitely a Halloween read. And yeah, there we go. I'm gonna leave it at that. I hope you have enjoyed. Let me put these down. There we go, that's better. I hope you have enjoyed this video. If you have, please give us a thumbs up, chat to me down in the comments. If you aren't subscribed and fancy subscribing, I'm always eternally grateful for that. I upload every Sunday and Wednesday and some odd days in between if I'm feeling generous, and I will see you next time. Bye!